Okay then, this is all about the ride, keeping it alive. I've pretty much finished doing all the modifications on this now, so you could call it Mod 4 or basically bike complete. Since the last modification and upgrade I told you about, I had to put a different rear shock on the back. That's now successfully been done. I had the seat modified because whoever had it before lowered it and took too much out of it. If you have a look at my other ones, you'll probably notice that the bike is a bit higher off the ground. So basically what I've done, I'll give you a look, is I changed the rear shock on it. I put a V-Strom rear shock in and I put the preload adjuster right there. You can see that. I mounted that up myself and basically made that. So now I've got the rear shock from a V-Strom on there. And you can see I've had the pipes replaced. I've got a second hand of TDM 800 pipes modified to fit on here. It was a reasonably straightforward modification, and I think they make the bike run a bit better than the old 900 pipes. I had the seat modified, a bit more padding put in it, so it's made it quite comfortable now. And that's pretty much it as far as modifications go now. The bike now is up to about 46,000, which is pretty low case for one of these. Okay, so what's it like now with the rear shock in the back? Okay, with the V-Strom rear shock in the back, and as you might have known if you've seen the other videos, I've got the V-Strom front forks and front wheel on the front to give it that 19-inch front wheel, which then helps with tyre selection. And also I've got the CBR 600RR front brakes on it because the V-Strom brakes are pretty crappy with the SV caliper adapter mounts on from SV Racing Parts, and a fork brace, and also the braided lines, and running Castrol reactive brake fluid. Okay, so I had an accident. That's how I wrecked the pipes on the last one, even though I had the 19-inch front wheel on the front. At that stage I hadn't upgraded the front brakes, and also I had the original tyre that this front end came with, and to be totally honest, the front tyre was a bit old, and I shouldn't have been riding with it, and couldn't stop for a corner and went off it, and I ended up having quite a bad accident and ended up getting brain surgery. So I was off the bike for a few months, and yeah, but anyway, that's my fault. I should have finished the modification first. So basically what's happened with the V-Strom rear shock on the back, it's lifted about 10 mil, the rear end, and it's brought the rate back into the bike, because when I originally done the mod and only had the 19-inch front wheel, what that did was make the turn in a lot slower. High speed was fine, but tight twisty roads was quite difficult. So by putting the rear shock in the back and raising the rear end, it's brought the wheelbase closer together again, and now it's got that quicker steering again like it used to have. It's given it more ground clearance in corners, and a little bit more off-road ability. The only thing I would do, I had the bike packed up with the panniers and my daughter on the back for a trip just before Christmas. And as you know, the shocks in the V-Strom, the rear shocks, they're not bad, but when you put a bit of weight on them, they are a little bit spongy. So if I was going to carry a pillion on the back, I would probably upgrade the rear shock to a better, you know, V-Strom rear shock, something with a bit harder spring in it. It's fine, like with a bit of luggage on it and turned right up with me on it, but with a pillion on the back, it's just too soft and spongy. Yeah, well, some people might like it, but I like the rear to be quite hard. Yeah, so this is the finished product now of the V-Strom with the 9-inch front end conversion of a V-Strom 650 and the CBR 600RR brakes, fork brace, caliper adapters, different pegs, adjustable levers, wind deflector, hand guards, heated grips, rear box, Benelli 1130 pannier racks, and yeah, the V-Strom rear shock, and a few other bits and pieces here and there. But yep, all done. Okay, any questions, let me know.